What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our SEC football channel. Mississippi State is up next on our ESPN FPI breakdowns as we go through each of the teams in the SEC. Mississippi State comes in as the 8th best team in the SEC, but they're ranked number 16th overall. That means the SEC has half of the teams in the top 16. Here is how they have them ranked. Again, number 16 in the FPI overall. They're projected to go about 8-4, maybe 7-5, but more likely 8-4. And they have no chance of going undefeated. They give the Bulldogs no chance of a perfect undefeated season, but they do give them a chance of winning the SEC, a 1.2% chance of winning the conference. Not a great chance, but it's something. It's something, and we're going to see these numbers start to go up. And we'll see the chance that they have for the rest of the teams in the SEC. I think that's the first team we've seen that actually is over 1%. Their strength of schedule is number 19, so it's one of the toughest schedules in the country, according to the FBI. And when you got 10 SEC teams in the top 19, of course you're going to have the SEC teams with some of the tougher schedules, and that's the case here with Mississippi State. They also play Kansas State in the non-conference. Let's go ahead and look at that schedule and see what the FBI has to say about each individual game. They play Louisiana. They have a 94% chance of winning that game. And I'm actually surprised that the FBI likes Mississippi State this much, given what they lost from last year's team and the fact that they're not a program that recruits in the top 10 every year. So it's surprising, but yeah, the FBI really likes Mississippi State, and they have them big favorites against Louisiana and Southern Miss. Even Kansas State, they're at 87% to win that game. They beat them pretty bad last year, and the game's at home, so I do expect them to win that game. But 87% is pretty high for a Power 5 opponent. And then they're at 77.8% against Kentucky, so they're big favorites there. I think that game is much closer to a 50-50 game. They don't really give them much of a chance against Auburn, just 33.1% chance to win that one. Tennessee is at 44.6%. That's surprising, but again, as we have mentioned in each video, Tennessee is really favored by the FBI. I think Tennessee does have a chance in that game, but I think it's closer to 50-50, and it's not that far off, just 44.6% there for the Bulldogs. LSU at home, 34.7%. That's actually a game that I think they could steal from the Tigers. Just one of those upset alert games, just kind of a gut feeling. I think the Bulldogs will have a good chance in that game. Not that I'm picking them to win, but it's just a possibility. Texas A&M just 34.3%, so basically the same as LSU, even though that game's on the road. Arkansas at 78%. I think that's closer to a 50-50 game. Going on the road, an improved Arkansas team, I don't think that'll be an easy win. They give them a 22.1% chance of beating Alabama. That is very surprising. I didn't realize that percentage was that high, but yeah, playing at home, they give them a good chance. I don't see them beating Alabama. I think it should be less than 10%, but the FBI gives them a shot, and then they have a 99.5% chance against Abilene Christian, and then basically a 75% chance against Ole Miss at home. That's the Egg Bowl, though. I think that's one that should be closer to 50-50 because of the rivalry, but I don't think the computer really takes that into account. But so Tennessee, it's interesting to see them underdogs against Tennessee. I think they're a little bit too big of a favorite against Kansas State, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Ole Miss. I'm not this high on Mississippi State. I think they're a borderline top 25 team. I don't think that they're really the number 16 team. That seems a little high to me, but the FBI seems to think the Bulldogs are one of the better teams in college football again this season, despite all the losses really on both sides of the ball, losing their starting quarterback and losing some really talented defensive linemen. They do bring a lot back in the back seven, though, on defense, and maybe that's why the FBI likes them. I really don't know. If you add up each individual game here, the FBI would have them at 7-5, but we saw they actually had them at 8-4. So they think that they're going to get one of these games where they're an underdog. So maybe they'll beat Tennessee or they'll beat LSU or whoever it might be. They think they'll win one of those games and go 8-4. So 8-4 for Mississippi State, the 16th ranked team overall, the number 8 team in the SEC. Thank you for watching this video. If you're an SEC football fan, please subscribe to the channel. Leave us your thoughts down in the comments below. And for the latest in SEC football, keep it right here.